Hey everyone, it's Johnny here from Movement Evolution. This is Bulletproof Body, Section 3, Shoulders and Back. So, getting started with the spinal wave, we want to create the biggest dip in our low back that we possibly can, as well as pulling our shoulders as high towards the ceiling as possible. If you want to visualize squeezing a pencil in between your shoulder blades and letting your chest drop down through towards the floor and even the wall in front of you. Keeping the shoulders pinned and the elbows locked, we're looking out through the front of the brows, and we're going to start radiating this spinal flexion from the lower spine, radiating right up toward the upper spine. Now the key is to only allow one segment of the spine to move without upper and lower moving as one. So this looks a bit like this. Tucking, letting that go right up the back. As you can see, my upper spine still hasn't flexed. Whenever I feel like I'm running out of room in the lower spine, I'm going to pause and then focus on the upper spine. For anyone that's done yoga before, this looks like cat-cow, only it's a segmented version of so. Now from the top, this is the tricky part, keeping our pelvis tilted inward and our low spine flexed as much as possible. We're going to ever so slightly and gently start dropping into the shoulder girdle, thinking about letting that chest fall down through. Before going back into the lower spine. And again. So that's from bottom to top. There is also top to bottom, and it's the exact same principle, only you're starting from the top, letting it radiate towards the bottom. First things first, we want to tuck our chin and think about retracting our neck and pulling it up onto our chest. From here, we push on through the thoracic, trying to push the biggest hump into our upper back as possible, before letting it radiate on down further into the lower spine. So cues on the actual spinal wave individually. On moving the upper part or the thoracic part of the spine, I want you to visualize a retraction of the shoulder blades. I'm trying to pull the sternum through toward the floor as much as you can. For the flexion part of the thoracic, I want you to visualize pushing the shoulders as far forward as you can and try and push the sternum to the inside of the body as much as you can. So that's your upper movements. Now the lower, and this is an analogy I use with a lot of clients, and I know it's probably going to sound a bit funny initially, but it is the bringing of the balls to the belly button. Now what I mean by that is from here, for all the guys out there, it's an easy one. Imagine bringing your balls to your belly button. For all the females that are watching this, just imagine that you had balls and bring them to your belly button. Boom, boom. Very important cue when we're going through the spinal wave is, just like all the other moves today, the cars and whatnot, we don't want any compensations. So a common compensation in this spinal wave is on flexion. People tend to drop forward, and on coming down from the top part of the wave, people compensate by leaning forward too. This is just going to take the emphasis away from the spine, and again it's going to let the brain think that maybe the hips are supposed to help the spine. So when you're squatting and whatnot, you know, that same problem can come in, and that's where problems and injuries come in. The last, and certainly not least part, when you're performing the spinal wave, if you're constantly finding yourself traveling forward, you can just bring yourself back towards a wall and stick like a Swiss ball in here, so that when you're tucking, if you're coming forward and the ball drops, you know you've compensated. Other than that, remember to breathe and only move one part of the spine at a time. If you're rotating the lower spine, we don't want any upper spine coming in to help, and vice versa. When we're doing the upper, we don't want any lower coming in to help. So again, common compensation would be everything collapsing from the top or everything moving at the start. We want to go either just lower spine till it runs out of room, then upper spine, or vice versa. All upper spine till it runs out of room, followed by all lower spine. It's going to teach the upper and the lower spine that it's okay to move interdependently of one another. When you go to rotate, twist, lift something, the back remembers that it's okay to bend, the spine remembers that it's okay to flex, to turn, to twist, without going into lockdown safety mode and, you know, an injury down the line. So thank you.